leave the game if the seats were high, or if a man took you this place on a first date, what you would do. And I'm telling you, like, every interaction that I have with people now, in some way or another, these things come up. Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money, you're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, and you're moving forward with this person.
Now that makes a lot of sense. That is why I found another example of why when a woman says, even a man, but we talking about women here. When a woman say you are not their type, she's not going to make you jump through all of those hurdles if you are her type. If you're not her type, you hear the laundry list of things that she wants you to have. If she likes you, she doesn't want to turn you off or scare you away. So she's going to at least present her best behavior. Now, of course, though, that stuff can still come back to screw you, but if you are her type, you won't be hearing this stuff. Let's begin.
Andy?
You already know if I'm going to take it?
Wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't.
But if you already know, how can I make a choice?
Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and just being here today. I had to pause for a second. My aunt passed away, my uncle's wife, and I almost wasn't going to do that video today just because I'm just going through a lot of emotions of my mortality and how much people will be in your life. But let me get on with this video. It's not going to be a long one. And I had to struggle to find a shorter video for me to react to. I was going to do it myself, but there's so much information out there and a lot of people hop right on it. But these type of stories now, I try to wait a little bit until I see documentation. Ever since that thing with Steph Curry years ago about him and his ex-wife being in an open relationship, and I was wrong about that. Of course, that was the beginning, probably maybe 10 videos in of my early YouTube career, and I just hopped on it, and that happened to be one of my most viewed videos to date. That's why I still didn't delete it, just because I achieved a milestone on there. That's not my most viewed one, though. The one that I got the most viewed on, my sound was not well. So I still struggle, like, how did it do that well? Anyway, the subject today is Joy Taylor. And those of you that watch either FS1 or First Take or The Herd have heard of Joy Taylor and a lot of the personalities that are on the Fox Sports News network. Now, truthfully, this does not surprise me of the scandal that's going on, because I know in most of my work environments, there were certain things going on or rumors of things going on between certain people. And a lot of times it might have been a management person. Now, these stories are alleged, so we don't know for sure. But I do believe I always believe that saying is some, with the fire, it is some smoke. I'm not even sure if I stated it correct. Some of this has to be partially true. And I don't think there's really no victims here because, well, maybe the person filing the lawsuit is a victim. I just believe everybody was conscious of what was going on. And the one flaw that I'll say that men do have is that no snitching, I see nothing, looking to the side, staying out of it type of stuff. Now, it is loyal to a degree, but it can be bad in environments where it's job related, police brutality cases, gang related crime, drug dealing, both sides of the law. When people step out and do things wrong, most of the time there is a group of people that know the perpetrators, know who sells this, know what cops are corrupt, but they turn a blind eye and don't say anything. Sometimes I understand a little bit if that's your boy to a degree, but you have to wonder if your boy does something to one of your family or someone that you care about, would you still give him that pass? Anyway, I have a creator here, and I cannot think of his name. I'm going to use his video to react to, and I'll be right back. I may play almost the whole thing because it's only about 10 minutes. I'll see if it's something I have to jump on.
So a workplace can have some very interesting dynamics, especially when said workplace involves both men and women interacting on a daily basis who are at different levels of power. And today I have a story for you guys that involves alleged cheating, workplace harassment, and promises of promotions and other favors for sex. Fox Sports has been sued by a hairstylist who claims that Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, and their vice president Charles Dixon were all doing dirty things behind the scenes, alleging that they all abused their power in one way or another, and that she was affected directly by their actions while working with and for them between 2016 and 2024 on various Fox Sports programs. This lawsuit refers to the plaintiff as Miss Faraji, saying that she started working at Fox back in 2012, but didn't become a full-time employee until 2016, when she was assigned to the show Undisputed, which was seen as a successor to First Take. In March of that year, Faraji claims to have met Joy Taylor, who is the sister of NFL Hall of Famer Jason Taylor. At the time, she was a bartender and a small-time radio host looking to break into the entertainment industry, and Faraji claims that she accomplished this by essentially sleeping her way to the top. Faraji says that when they first met, Joy would ask her to hang out outside of work, and she was typically accompanied by the vice president of Fox, Charlie Dixon, and that Faraji quickly put together that the two had an intimate relationship despite them both being married. Though at the time that she met him, Faraji claims that she did not know who Mr. Dixon was, and when she did discover his position of power, she warned Joy about the potential dangers of being in that type of relationship. 1 month later, Undisputed was announced as a blockbuster program for Fox, and many were shocked as Joy, who had little to no experience, was given the nod to be the moderator of this new show.
Okay, so we'll cover this at rehearsal.
See you there, Joy.
Skip Bayless, you ready to make television history?
Hey, partner, pretty great, huh?
It's awesome.
and Farah G felt that Joy got this position because of her intimate relationship with the vice president.
Joy, congratulations to you for being a third of this trio. I know you're going to do your job exceptionally well.
And even claims that once Joy's husband found out about the alleged affair, he immediately broke things off with her and threatened to go public with the information if Dixon did not pay him everything that he had spent on their wedding deposits. That man said, "I'm leaving here with something." The next year in 2017, she even claims that Dixon tried to make a move on her at Joy Taylor's birthday party, where she says that he groped her ass. Miss Farah G did not know who to turn to, but as she knew Miss Taylor was sleeping with Mr. Dixon, she turned to her. Surprisingly, Miss Taylor's response was, "Get over it," and explained that she herself only had her job because of Mr. Dixon, and that Miss Farah G only had her job because Miss Taylor had requested her. She warned that Mr. Dixon could easily take both away. And this was a stark contrast from how Joy publicly presents her journey in the industry.
You have to constantly reaffirm that you are good enough, that you belong there, and then always prove it. So I would just always say you gotta do twice the work to get half the opportunity. But that, to me, the mentality I've always had on it is that's just gonna make me better. So that's why I'm excellent. I couldn't be average, I couldn't be okay, I couldn't be late, I couldn't complain. I couldn't say no. Now I do.
Right.
And this really kind of set the stage for the next 8 years, as sexual favors for career opportunities would become an alleged running theme at Fox Studios. She says that Joy Taylor actually did the same thing in sleeping with Emmanuel Acho to help secure her spot on her show called Speak that aired back in 2022.
I will be joined by the one and only Joy Taylor, the greatest female opinionist on television. Joy Taylor, why are you so excited about the show?
I'm excited because I'm the oldest on the show, so I have to give all the lectures and be right. And we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
In approximately February 2020, Ms. Taylor asked Ms. Fahari to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Ms. Farah G arrived, she found Mrs. Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Acho. Fahari did not know Acho, but could tell that the two were romantically involved. A few months after meeting Acho at lunch, Fahari noticed him in the hallway at work. Fahari later asked Joy Taylor if Acho worked at Fox, and Joy confirmed and explained that she wanted Acho to eventually recommend her on the show Speak for Yourself, which ended up being Speak. Fahari became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she should not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Acho at the same time, as Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man that may become very angry. Mrs. Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she is also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. She would not allow herself to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other women talent. Now I want to be beyond clear here when I say these are all allegations, but if this is true, and Joy's plan was to say that this man forced himself upon her once shit hit the fan and their intimate relationship came to light, that is one of the most insane statements I've ever heard. And when word started to get out around the office about her allegedly sleeping her way to promotions, HR did question Farah G about this, and basically her speaking her version of the truth was the beginning of the end of her employment at Fox, as she says she began to be ostracized by Joy Taylor. Now when it does come to Joy, this is where her part of the lawsuit is concluded. The other big player here is obviously Skip Bayless, who Farah G says developed deep feelings for her over the years, and that he expressed these feelings multiple times to no avail. Farah G says that when she first met Skip, he would discuss his life, his work at Fox, and other innocuous matters. However, soon after the weekly haircut started, Mr. Bayless began finding excuses to touch Farah G. He would give her lingering hugs after each haircut, putting his body against her own, pressing against her breast. He then began to kiss on her cheeks. Miss Farah G was uncomfortable by the physical contact and would make excuses to leave right after the haircuts, like saying she needed to pick her son up from school. She also claims that he would make suggestive comments about her body and how voluptuous she was. Over the years, Mr. Bayless continued to make advances on Farah G, lingering hugs, kisses on the cheek, and inappropriate comments that he could change her life if she would have sex with him. In July 2021, Farah G developed issues with her left ovary and advised it could be cancer. With the fourth biopsy scheduled, she explained her situation to Mr. Bayless, hoping that he would take pity on her and cease his advances. Instead, Mr. Bayless told her that he wanted to be with her. Farah G panicked and began rambling that there were cameras everywhere, that she has a child and that she does not want him. Mr. Bayless allegedly then grabbed her hands, began kissing them, and offered her $1.5 million to have sex. I mean, let's be honest guys, 1.5 million bones for a one-night stand has to be the most insane tricking I've ever heard.
Hold up, wait a minute. Even I do not believe that story right there. And there's another creator that did a more in-depth video on this because he also read the court documents. In his video, Night Talk, that's the guy. In his video, he said that the woman had somewhat of a language barrier. She could speak English, but some of the innuendos or the slang, the way that they used the words in code, she did not understand. So maybe he said 1,500. Maybe he said 100,000. Maybe he had said that. I think she misunderstood that, but either way, I do think he offered her some money, okay, to smash the cheeks in so many words. So that is possible. See, and that's the thing. You never know what's going on behind closed doors with these people. That's why when you have a working husband or wife, because I'm thinking about the women here too, cross your fingers and hope that they are not engaging in the office. I'm trying to think of the right word right here. The office shenanigans with the co-workers. I know in most of the jobs that I worked, there was always one or two women that I had somewhat of a connection with. Now, when I was married, I really did not fool with those women. Was there some flirting going on? Really not on my part. They might have flirted with me. I kind of kept my distance or something. I wasn't mean or evil to them. At the same time, I know my ex of years past that we was married. She entertained a lot of men. Not to say that she was flirting with them, but the thing is, she knew that those men was interested in her, and she still would keep them around. Now I understand though. Even though she probably did have love for me or loyalty to me, I don't think I was really her type. I was not really her type of guy. She likes those wild guys. She will never admit this, but she liked those wild guys or the guys that was not me. That's why now, for me, the type of man that the woman is into, whether she's into bad boys or rich pretty boys or whatever she is that she's into. And women will usually tell you, if she's constantly telling me this or telling me that guy is hot and I look nothing like this guy, then unless if we just having fun in between the sheets, I'm not taking her seriously because I'm not getting hurt like that again.
Approximately 1 week later, Skip makes another advance at Miss Faraji. Faraji responds, "Skip, stop, you have a wife." And then Skip allegedly responds, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 to 4 wives?" Faraji responded that her father was dead, and when Mr. Bayless looked taken aback, she made an excuse to leave. I mean, she really does make it sound like Skip was infatuated with her, saying that he became enraged when he was told by Mr. Dixon that she was having a sexual relationship with his co-host Shannon Sharp, something that she denies. Mr. Bayless responded, "I have love for you, and I have for 6 years, and you hurt me, and you are ruining this." Faraji again responded that she must be polite to all talent. Skip then implied that if he stopped requesting her, it would affect her job. Faraji responded that she is scheduled to work every morning at 5:45 a.m., and if he would like to get his hair done, he is welcome to sit in her chair. Mr. Bayless continued to threaten her job. Faraji knew that he was trying to pressure her into having sex with him, but she kept repeating that she was a professional that had to be kind to all the talent. So she's claiming that all these sick power games for sexual favors were being thrown around this workplace, and that most of the checks and balances that are supposed to be in place to make sure things like this do not happen were corrupted themselves. So the entire system was allegedly made to protect those doing the bad things and punish anyone who had something to say about it. So obviously this is a story that could involve the entire company, maybe even people who are not listed in this lawsuit once they get to digging, and it's my prediction that this woman is about to get paid. And there's a saying in show business that the show must go on, and for Joy Taylor, I guess she was following this rule because only one day after being named in this lawsuit, she was back to host her program Speak. People noticed that she covered up her body. Okay, usually she's wearing some quite provocative clothing. And really pay attention to the three guys hanging out in the background. It's Michael Irvin, Paul Pierce, and Keyshawn. Just look at how far away they stay from her and how they just don't know what to do as they try and act like they don't know what the fuck is going on.
Welcome to Speak. I'm Joy Taylor here with Keyshawn Johnson, Paul Pierce, and the playmaker Michael Irvin.
They're like, keep your distance, man. We're not getting caught up in this shit.
It's Victory Monday for some and vacation.
I know my guy did not throw a pitch.
For some and vacation Monday for others.
That's so fucking funny.
For the ones who did have Victory Monday.
And let me just say it, I was a big fan of Joy on Undisputed. I think she did a great job, but maybe that was just me being a horny 21-year-old at the time. They said people shocked about Joy Taylor and Acho like they wasn't at the crib together. Yeah, I mean, this dude was at the crib with his socks off. And you know, people have to start digging up the past when something like this comes out. And so they found this video and people are saying, oh, this is outside of Joy Taylor's apartment. And this guy cannot stop smelling those hands.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and
rehearsal, huh?
And I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in?
Oh, my finger. And just wait, in a second, this dude's gonna smell his thumb. He's a sick fuck.
So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you.
And it's funny, he's just going on and on about women empowerment and how Joy is so great. And then this alleged lawsuit comes out and he's the one directly involved with like helping her allegedly get this promotion for this alleged sexual favor. I mean, they were saying that box was undeniable. This guy was out here wishing her happy birthday, making a fucking reel.
I can find you.
And you can't tell me, like, if you're not working with these people, you don't know what the fuck is up. Everyone always knew at work when their homeboy was hitting something. That's a fact. I'm telling you guys, these types of videos now just look crazy.
It's what I have to deal with, people. Like, just, I'm over here focused on the show, and, you know, just, I don't know what exactly she's doing.
Listen, somebody has to look good around here, okay?
Slick, you see that shade she threw at you, bro? Because you wasn't talking to me.
That was everyone.
That guy said, I'm just trying to keep my job. Y'all keep me out of that nasty shit.
But truly, in the sports industry, I do not know anyone that is more impressive in every way, shape, or form than the one and only Joy Taylor, ladies and gentlemen.
This guy was in love, man. They're saying that even Colin Cowherd low-key knew.
Between Tampa and Los Angeles, it's like we got all... I mean, two cities have glommed all the champions.
Two titties! No, though, shout out to Colin. He was listed in this lawsuit because the woman did work on the herd because Joy was, you know, present on there. And he was apparently a total gentleman. He treated everyone with absolute respect. Alright guys, so I'm actually here on her Instagram page as I'm editing this video, and I can't help but notice that these women were like legitimately friends. Like, look at all the pictures she has of Joy. I'm sure Joy low-key put her on, more or less. And it's just like amazing to me because maybe she just thought she was like talking the cheese man with a motherfucking hairdresser. Okay, I can't imagine my barber coming out, yo, these are the things he did. I don't know, it just adds an extra element to me. Like, her whole Instagram could literally be mistaken for Joy Taylor's Instagram because of all the pictures and videos, so they must have been close. I'm wondering what else happened in the background. Okay, they had this sort of falling out where she would throw her under the bus like this. I mean, this could ruin Joy Taylor's whole career. This could end her career, to be honest with you guys. I don't know, guys. This whole situation has just been insane. I mean, this has obviously been a bombshell lawsuit. Would I be surprised if she slept her way up to the top? Absolutely not. Would I be surprised if some of these sick fucks who are in charge would make that type of thing more or less mandatory if you want an opportunity? No, not at all. I think that that's likely happening in many industries outside of entertainment as well. But it must be pretty sad if you're like trying to get your career in media and you're climbing your way up the ranks and then you slowly start to realize that this is the game you kind of have to play. Not trying to throw Joy Taylor any bail here, especially if she was going to say like, yo, this guy forced himself upon me after she more or less used him for her opportunity's sake. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all of this down below. I also want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. Do you really think Skip was out here offering 1.5 million for that box? Either way, it's been your boy the Tan Superman. Some other lawsuits out here need to be covered, so I'm out. Peace.
And that creator's name is Jamari. First time I came across his video, but his video was short and sweet and to the point. Something that I've been trying to do. Of course, I do a lot of reaction videos, and I always like to cover different angles and viewpoints. So that's why it's hard for me to condense my video sometime, because, yeah. Anyway, that part that he covered with Joy Teller, if she said that, remember, this stuff is allegedly. And as I always say, when you hear women speak on another woman or a situation, is always something that they are leaving out. Okay. Because of that reason, I am usually leery to totally believe when a woman's telling the story just because she'll leave something out or she'll try to flip it around and be the victim. Now, were those men, like allegedly, Skip and the other men in power there, were they being predators or abusing their power? Of course they were, and they were in the wrong. I do believe some of this stuff with, for some reason, I believe Skip would be like somewhat like this. So I do believe this story to a degree. I just think maybe she flirted with him a little bit. Of course, though, maybe she can always say, I'm talking about the woman that's filed the lawsuit, that she felt her job was threatened, so that's why she flirted with him to try to keep the peace. I don't know. I guess they don't have a HR department there, or she could have just recorded some of their conversation and then turned it over. So it's some things she could have did that I'm surprised she didn't do. But once again, a lot of people, when they are in these situations, I guess they don't mind it at first, and then gradually it gets worse. Similar how a situation I say with past relations of mine, it didn't bother me at first. Then when it started getting out of control, then I did not like it. So I'm thinking maybe something like that happened with her. So I think the men were wrong. The women were, well, Joy. Okay, because as far as I can see, Joy was the only one that was relishing this opportunity. And I don't think it usually goes on like this. I do think it's some attraction, some flirting going on, and then a suggestion of them hooking up. And then it will be a thing of, well, can you help me out, or can you help me get this position? I don't think it always happens in the black and white thing of a guy will say, hey, if you want to move up the ladder, you have to be with me or something. Either they're simping like Skip is doing, or either is some sexual tension and flirting going on, and then some other things are suggested. In a way, I can't pronounce his whole name. Ochocinco, that guy that was in the video that has such praise for Joy Teller. I think in his case, he did have a thing for her. He did have feelings for her. He probably did not know that she was messing with the other guy. So basically what I'm saying is, I think They had attraction for each other. Things happened, and I'm talking about with everybody that she was messing with. And pretty much like human nature, you are messing with somebody or you're friends with somebody, then you try to make an easier path for them or you try to hook them up. That's how I think it happened. And of course, when the house is burning and falling down, she can, of course, turn around and say, oh, he uses power and influence for me to sleep with him. Depending on the woman, maybe that's more believable. Since she got that strong independent thing and she had a veil that she will not give up a career for love. I'm not sure why. I cannot find that veil. I'm not sure why she made that veil. I think she's willing to befriend and get into situational ships to get where she wants to be. And I think that's how the corporate ladder goes. So that's all I have to add to this. Give me a like and subscribe. Have a good night. And I may add another more in-depth video to this. Maybe.
Dollar bills, keep you falling from me. I love the way it feels, boy. Some money, dropping on my money. Drop some money on a special yummy, yeah. Tricking, right, things I like. Boy, bye, stopping in my ass tonight. Some money, dropping on my money.